Bobby Moe Show, presented by Dollar Energy Fund and First Commonwealth Bank. Dollar Energy Fund helping our neighbors in need maintain basic utility service since 1983. Visit dollarenergy.org or text DEF to 53555. First Commonwealth Bank is here to help you build financial confidence through everyday moments of life by supporting businesses to helping families find a house they love to call home, and for saving for whatever tomorrow brings. Visit a First Commonwealth office or visit fcbanking.com, member FDIC. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Bobby Moe Show. I'm the play-by-play voice of Robert Morris basketball and football, Chris Shovlin. Great to have you aboard with us today. Great to have Jonathan Potter here with us, the brand new head coach of the Robert Morris University men's soccer team. You've gotten acclimated to Pittsburgh pretty quickly, I take it.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Been here since January and hit the ground running with the team, and it's been great so far.
Now, I know, the collegiate soccer season is basically in the fall, but there's a mini season of sorts, a spring season, so you're already coaching.
Yeah, we train throughout the spring. We do a lot of weightlifting. We train nearly every day, and then we get the opportunity to play a few scrimmages. So we played about 7 scrimmages, throughout the spring. So it was great to get to know the team.
What are some of the teams that you went up against?
We played Akron here at home in the opener. That was exciting. We had a wide variety of schools. We played some Division II, Division III opponents. But yeah, it was a good experience for our team.
John, I know you came in with some really great credentials because you were the head coach at Presbyterian College down south for the last 7 seasons, and that's a team you took from worst to first. So you came in here with some great credentials.
Yeah, I appreciate that. A lot of people worked really hard down there, us and the staff, and had a great experience at Presbyterian, and excited to be at Robert Morris.
You got to take that team to the NCAA tournament as well. What kind of an experience was that for you as the head coach?
It was great. The season before I got there, the program didn't win a game, and we had a lot of, what was cool to see some of those seniors that went through all that struggle, and they got to participate in the NCAAs, and it was an incredible journey. Such a small place, it really felt like the whole school was behind the team during that year, and it was a great experience.
I used to be the play-by-play voice of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in the first decade of this century. It seems like it was 1,000 years ago, but I remember how many of the players for the professional team here in Pittsburgh came from the Carolinas, or either attended college there, played for universities there, or were natives of Carolina. So Carolina is truly a hotbed for soccer in this country.
Yeah, ACC country. I mean, we had the opportunity to play South Carolina, Clemson, Wake Forest, Duke, Carolina during our time there. We were lucky because a 2-hour circle around Presbyterian, he had so many great programs. But great youth soccer there, and good soccer up here too, and Philadelphia and Pittsburgh in the Ohio region. There's some great soccer up here.
Weather's a little more conducive down there, but we play through it up here.
Yeah, I've learned that quickly.
Well, you're a native of Winston-Salem.
Yep.
Is that correct? Tell us about your background and how you got involved in the sport.
Yeah, grew up in Winston-Salem. Really, just as a young guy, I mean, everybody was playing, and I joined and quickly fell in love with the sport. I was really lucky as a youth player to be coached by some great coaches. One of my youth coaches, he's now the head coach at Wake Forest, and I go down and visit him. But had a great experience there, and then went to Chowan, small Division II school, played there, and just quickly got into coaching after playing.
What was your position?
I played right back. I tell the guys I was a really slow right back, so there's not room for those guys anymore, but that was me.
All right. It's a great sport. There's no question about it. And, kiddingly, I have to ask, because Ted Lasso is such a popular television show. Everybody is streaming it these days. What effect has Ted Lasso had on soccer most recently in this country?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's drawn some more eyes that maybe weren't involved. I know the thing with Wrexham with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, and the attention that's received. It's any way where more eyes are on our sport, I think it's positive, so it's a great thing.
Yeah, talk about worst to first.
Yeah.
The Wrexham story is just astounding. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
On a more serious note, I know that when you were Presbyterian, you had quite a few young players do pretty well in the classroom, and I know how important that is to the coaches.
Yeah, yeah. We had some guys. I think that's the most rewarding thing is when they leave and they graduate and you hear the stories and they come back and what they're doing now and you see that growth for them. And I've been really impressed. The team GPA here right now is I think a 3.54, which is very high. And you know we have some guys that they're driven on the field, they're driven off the field, and those guys are a pleasure to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Just hired an assistant coach from what I understand.
We do, yeah. Abraham's a great guy. He worked with me at Presbyterian last year and great help. And he's one of the hardest working people I know, so we're excited to have him here.
All right, so Coach Lopez is joining you as well. And I know you played professionally for a stint.
Oh,
right?
no. So I went through preseason with the team. My coach in college had a connection, but
Okay.
I'll never claim to play at that level. Those guys were above me for sure.
But you did coach at that level.
No, so I coached, I was at Davidson, I was at Elon. I coached it was a summer team where I'd have a lot of college guys that were looking to move on and play. That was a Carolina Dynamo back then.
Mm-hmm.
I was on staff with Mark Nichols at the time. But yeah, those were my experiences up until this point.
Okay, I know this is a different atmosphere for you being here at Robert Morris, being here in Pittsburgh. How's the family being acclimated to the Steel City?
Yeah, loving it. It's a great city, great place to live. My mother grew up around Morgantown, so I used to come as a kid a lot. But yeah, I got two young daughters, 4-year-old, 1-year-old. They're loving life in Pittsburgh, and the wife settled, and yeah, we're excited about the summer to kind of get to know the area and get to know the city a little bit more.
Finally, John, let's talk about getting ready for next season, the full season of Robert Morris men's soccer. I know you're on the recruiting trail right now, but how else are you building up for it?
Yeah, recruitment's year-round. I mean, we're recruiting a lot over the summer. And then preparing the team for preseason, we get around 16 days to prepare the team once they arrive in the fall. So you just line up everything to a T. But we're really excited about next year's group. We got some exciting young players returning that we're excited about, and hopefully people see a hard-working team and a team that can score some goals in the fall.
All right, that's Jonathan Potter, the new head men's soccer coach here at Robert Morris University. I want to wish you the best of luck in the coming season, and of course the rest of the way this spring as you keep gearing up toward that.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, my pleasure. Stay tuned. We're going to come back with more of the Bobby Moe Show coming up next. Support Dollar Energy Fund today and help your neighbors in need stay warm this winter. Each year, more than 13,000 households in Pennsylvania receive a grant from Dollar Energy Fund, enabling them to maintain or restore basic gas, water, wastewater, or electric utility service. Find out how a small contribution can score big with those in need. Visit dollarenergyfund.org or text DEF to 53555. More of the Bobby Moe Show coming up next.
Many families in our community are struggling to make ends meet and can't afford their monthly utility bills. They are at risk of a gas, water, or electric service shutoff, which could make it impossible to do even the most basic of household tasks. You can make a difference by making a donation to Dollar Energy Fund. Your contribution will be matched dollar for dollar by Dollar Energy Fund's utility partners, and 100% of all donations will be used to help local families maintain or restore utility services. Help your neighbors in need and donate today at dollarenergy.org.
At First Commonwealth Bank, we're excited to be your community bank, here to help you build greater financial confidence through the everyday moments of life. By supporting local businesses that strengthen communities, to helping families find a house they love to call home, and saving for whatever tomorrow brings. Visit any of our community offices to start your journey to better, or visit fcbanking.com. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC.
It's senior day for the RMU women's lacrosse team as they conclude their regular season against Central Michigan this Saturday. Start time for the match is set for noon. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster, or get them at the Joe Walton Stadium ticket office on Saturday. For complete RMU lacrosse schedule and ticket information, check out rmucolonials.com. The Robert Morris University softball team wraps up the home season this week against the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. The doubleheader is set for Thursday at 2:30 p.m. Game 3 is set for Friday at 1. Admission and parking are free for all RMU softball games at the North Athletic Complex. For a complete RMU softball schedule, visit rmucolonials.com. Robert Morris University Athletics was proud to partner with Dollar Energy Fund and First Commonwealth Bank for the Points for Power program again this season. For every point scored by the RMU men's and women's basketball teams, First Commonwealth Bank donated $1 to Dollar Energy Fund, and then the donation was matched dollar for dollar by Dollar Energy Fund's utility partners to help local families keep their homes warm this winter. This season, $8,040 was raised to help our neighbors in need. The 2023 Atlantic Sun Men's Lacrosse Championship is May 2nd through the 7th at RMU's Joe Walton Stadium. 6 teams will compete for the A-Sun's automatic bid to the NCAA Men's Lacrosse Tournament. Tickets are on sale now at rmucolonials.com. College basketball season may have just ended, but it's not too early to join the RMU Colonial men's and women's basketball teams for the 23-24 season at the UPMC Event Center here in Moon Township. Season tickets are on sale now at rmucolonials.com. RMU hockey is back at Clearview Arena. Don't miss any of the nonstop action as we welcome the RMU men's and women's hockey teams back to the Berg beginning October 7th. Don't get shut out. Reserve your season tickets now by calling the RMU ticket hotline at 412-397-4949. Welcome back to the Bobby Moe Show. We continue our chat about Robert Morris University soccer. This time we have the head coach of the women's soccer team with us, Chris Shaw, going into your 4th season next fall at Robert Morris University. And I know, just like Jonathan, you're busy in the spring doing a lot of stuff, including a spring schedule and getting everybody in shape for next season.
Yeah. So we just finished up our spring a couple weeks ago, and again, spring's a lot different in terms of everyone gets equal time, and it's more about development, getting ready for the fall. A lot less stressful.
Sure.
You're not worried about every kick of the ball, every result. But it was good. It was a good spring, and enjoyed it, and now really looking forward to the fall.
Who did your club go up against?
We played Pitt, we played Duquesne, St. Francis, Seton Hill, Point Park, a lot of the local, Akron.
I was going to say the travel schedule is pretty easy.
Yeah. We try to save a little bit of money in the spring, and but it was good. Played at Pitt, played at Highmark against Point Park, so some kind of cool venues, not just something different from playing at home. So
sounds like fun, no question about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your experience here at Robert Morris so far in your seasons here with the Colonials, and some of the high points that you've experienced.
Well, I tell you, it was a challenge between getting here right 2 months before COVID, and so the recruiting, trying to figure out the recruiting landscape, being at a new university in a new part of the country. And then going from the NEC to the Horizon was a tough one, and I finally feel like going into this year we've got the team, really in good shape to compete, and I think this will be by far the most talented group that we've put together since I've been here. We've got some great recruits that we've brought in, some great transfers coming in, so I think there's been some highlights, there's been some good games here and there, but we haven't strung enough of them together, and that's what I think we're trying to do in the fall, is just string more W's together, especially in the Horizon League, which is a really competitive conference, and we've been just trying to find a way to get more competitive in that league.
How tough has it been in the Horizon, and who has given you fits the most?
Yeah, Milwaukee's far and away, I think, the top team in the conference year to year, and they've been tough. Oakland's been very good the last few years. Outside of those two, I feel like we can compete with. On any given day we can compete with anybody, but those are the two that have given us the hardest time, the hardest go of things. But I think the league's going to be a lot more open next year. I feel like a lot of programs graduated some key players, and so I'm really hoping that we can make that jump next year into the upper echelon of the Horizon.
All right. Chris Shaw is my guest, the women's head soccer coach here at Robert Morris University. And you mentioned coming from one part of the country to this side of the country. And the first time we met was in Las Vegas, and you were the head coach at UNLV then, and you were making your way to Robert Morris and transitioning from UNLV. You had some great success there too.
Yeah, I was fortunate. Coached a lot of very talented players there. We had one year that won the conference tournament. Got to go play BYU in the first round, which was not much of a reward for winning our conference, but they were very good that year. But yeah, I enjoyed my time there, and but I tell you what, I've loved RMU, and Pittsburgh's a great city. I've really enjoyed Pittsburgh. Didn't think I'd enjoy it quite as much as I have, but it's been a great move for me, and you know, I'm really appreciative of the opportunity I've had here for sure.
Well, for sure, the weather's a little different here than it was there.
Yeah. I just changed one extreme weather condition for another, you know. So extreme heat for extreme cold, but you know, it's fine. It's like everything. You get acclimated to it, you get used to it, and you know, I'm pretty flexible as weather goes.
Sure.
So.
I know you have to be pretty proud of your team. During the 2021 campaign, Chris, Robert Morris was awarded the United Soccer Coaches Team Ethics and Sportsmanship Award, and that has to be a real source of pride for you.
Yeah, you know, when we play, I mean, I'm a big fan of playing soccer and not just turning it into, you know, trying to turn it into a rugby match or, you know, we want to play the right way. We want to knock the ball around. We want to keep the ball. We don't want to just, you know, smack it forward and fight and battle and scrap. We want to play the beautiful game, and I don't like giving away, you know, silly fouls and cynical fouls and that type of thing. So I feel like if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you can win the ball without, you know, being overly zealous and overly aggressive. So yeah, I was real pleased, you know, with the players' performance, and again, hopefully we can get that award again next year, and then get a few more W's to go along with it for sure.
With that said, what has inspired that philosophy? Is there a team or are there players who have inspired that philosophy in you?
Well, there's been some rule changes that have occurred in the game. It used to be all your team had to be outside the 18 when the goalkeeper was taking a goal kick or playing a ball from inside the 18, and that's now changed, which now allows you to be closer to the ball. You can be inside the 18, which makes it easier to build from the back. And then there are a lot of teams that play, you know, a very attractive style and build from the back through the midfield. I mean, at the highest level, the Man Cities of the world, and you know, Arsenal and those teams are just a joy to watch, and you know, we want to emulate that. On the women's side, I think it's the Japanese national team that really plays the game the way I think it should be played, and they're just really fun to watch. And we have a Japanese player of our own that's very talented and is in the middle of the field, and for us to have a player like Ka who can distribute the ball and is so good on the ball, we need to get her the ball, and if you're just kicking the ball, you know, from one side of the field to the other, then you're bypassing those talented players that can make things happen for you.
Sure. We want to wish you the best of luck the rest of the way. I know it's recruiting period time. I know you're getting the team ready, and you know, strength and conditioning is important, but also preparing for next season. The fall will be here before we know it.
Yeah, sure will. But we can't wait. We're looking forward to it.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. That's the Bobby Moe Show for this week. I'm Chris Shublin. Thank you so much for joining us for our chat with the head coaches of the Robert Morris men's and women's soccer team. We'll see you next time.